From Amateur Radio Newsline Report number 2379, this is Ham Nation Headlines for Wednesday, June 7th, 2023. What do you get when you combine two incredibly brave radio amateurs and one very small granite outcropping in the middle of the ocean? You get a very rare DX entity and a great adventure. Newsline anchor Jim Dameron, N8TMW, takes us there.
The big challenge is on. Our top story takes us to the uninhabitable granite islet in the North Atlantic Ocean known as Rockall Island, which is being activated by two amateur radio operators. Ed Durant, DD5LP, takes us there.
As Newsline went to production, two hams were on the air and the competition for contacts was predictably intense. It's a challenge for chasers around the world. For the hams, the challenge is even bigger. Emil Bergman, DL8JJ, and Nobby Styles, G0VJF, hope to break the record of a 46-day stay on the Rock set in 2014. The pair and their exhibition leader Cam Cameron plan to stay on the Rock for as long as 50 or 60 days and raise £50,000 for charity. This coveted DX is designated IOTA number EU189 and is a most wanted location. Be listening for MM0UKI and cross your fingers that they are listening for you. This is Ed Durant, DD5LP.
While we're on the subject of exotic DX, hospitalized children outside Washington, D.C. were given a chance to talk with an ISS astronaut recently on amateur radio.
Having fulfilled the first part of his space mission a few days earlier to arrive on board the ISS, astronaut John Schaffner, KO4MJC, got underway with one of his next goals, to share the joys and opportunities of STEM studies as an educator. On May 26th, he shared that view from space through a QSO with youngsters at the Children's Inn in Bethesda, Maryland. It was a telebridge contact that made use of a ground station in Belgium with the call sign ON4 ISS. The youngsters at the Children's Inn learned about life in space and got a closer look at the way amateur radio can connect people. The Children's Inn provides a free residential environment to children and young adults who are patients at the National Institutes of Health as a means of reducing stress on the young patients and furthering the Institute's clinical research. With the help of ARISS and amateur radio, the youngsters also got a view of the great things that can happen beyond the bounds of planet Earth. This is Patrick Clark, K8TAC.
Staying up in the final frontier, two satellite enthusiasts recently logged a contact that they claim has set a new record.
Two satellite enthusiasts are claiming a new QSO distance record with the SO50 satellite in a May 24th contact that covered 5,584 kilometers, the distance between Michigan and Northern Ireland. Joe, KE9AJ, notes on his QRZ.com page that he has long had a particular enthusiasm for extreme distance satellite QSOs. He and George, MI0ILE, were able to log one another and claim bragging rights to having beaten the previous record by 61 kilometers. That record was set in 2018 by Jerome F4DXV and Scott N1AIA between France and Maine. This is Neil Rapp, WB9VPG.
And a final note, the nomination period for the 2023 Newsline Young Ham of the Year has closed, and we have a number of nominees for the judging committee to consider. We'll announce the winner in the coming weeks and present our 2023 Young Ham of the Year live on stage at the Huntsville Hamfest, Saturday, August 19th in Huntsville, Alabama. And that's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline, your independent source for amateur radio news since 1976 at arnewsline.org. With Jim Dameron, N8TMW, Ed Durant, DD5LP, Patrick Clark, K8TAC, Neil Rapp, WB9VPG, Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team across the globe. I'm Don Wellbanks, AE5DW. 7-3. We'll see you next time here on Ham Nation.